you don't have a product problem, you just have a conversation that you keep postponing. When you're starting a product, you can get really excited, especially on the features, and you just start building. People just lock themselves in a room, they start grinding, working day and night and just coding, building features. You get more ideas, you add all those features, and you're building a product, right? That you're super excited about. But you're missing one very valuable thing. You have to talk to customers, because in the end you're obviously building an app to make money, to get customers, right? So you have to talk to them first. I myself have made this mistake when I was first starting off as well. In my very first few apps, I got so excited, I started working on features. I thought like I can talk to customers later on, but it feels like progress when you're shipping new features, when you're getting things done and you're seeing things happen real time. But the most important thing is conversions. And those conversions won't happen if you actually don't talk with customers. You would say to yourself, I know the problem exists. I experience it myself. I know a few people here who experience it myself. I'll talk to customers once I have this feature, once I have something to show for it. So once I have built an MVP, okay, I'll then talk to customers. All of this is an excuse. You're making excuses for yourself and stopping yourself from actually going out and talking to customers. You're second guessing yourself. And that's the total opposite of what you should be doing. The hidden cost of not talking to customers is not wasted code, it's just false confidence. Every week, you're making like 50, 60 decisions around your product. You think of a new feature to add, a new placement, or maybe I should do this or that. You're making all these decisions based on assumptions. You start with one assumption and you stack on top of that like different assumptions that you think your customers will want, which in the end they may or may not want. What happens if like one of them breaks? All those stuff you stacked will just come tumbling down, because the core of the problem that you're trying to solve is something that the customers may or may not want. Another thing that most founders always get wrong is you fall in love with what you're building, right? I mean, it makes sense. It's totally justifiable because you poured in literally hours and hours of your blood, sweat, and tears into building that product, right? So when you're talking to customers, they might not have the same excitement as you do. So that would feel like a stab in the heart, because you work so hard and then this random person doesn't see the value of what you're trying to do, because you know that your product might actually help them, but they don't see the value. So you try to look for validation in all these customer calls instead of actually figuring out and being curious, like, am I actually solving your problem? Am I actually helping you out? They're going ahead and like trying to seek validation. But customer calls is not about seeking validation and getting praise about like how amazing you are and how amazing your product is. It's about actually being curious and genuinely trying to solve a problem that they're facing. That should be your mindset when you're heading into all these customer calls. Like, you're not going after fans, you're going after people who face that problem every day, and you're actually trying to give them a good solution for that. While you're actually building on assumptions and going after all this validation, there could be someone else who's actually building based on real feedback. They are not miles ahead of you. They are like a few conversations ahead of you. They just have more insight. It's because they were just a bit more curious than you were, a bit more open to hearing constructive criticism and feedback about your product. So let's say you are more than 2 weeks into building your product and you haven't had any customer calls or kind of go out there and validated or idea, got feedback and things. So right now you are not in a product development phase. You should be in an assumption confirmation phase. You just need to have actually just 10 calls with customers, and 10 calls is not a lot, right? You just ask people for their time. One of the best ways to do outreach is to be genuine and just reach out to people and say that I'm building this product and I would value your feedback. Can you spare me 15 minutes or 20 minutes of your time? At least 20-30% of the people who you reach out to will say yes. So before you actually start thinking of a new feature or shipping another feature, I want you to have 5 customer calls today. And it's so easy to do. I'm going to tell you exactly how you do it. If you don't have access to tools like Sales Navigator, just go on LinkedIn, find people in your space. So like if you are building a solution for SaaS founders, just search SaaS founders in the search bar, just copy paste them and build a Google sheet of like at least 50 people. And then create a message. Say that you're building this for this. Be genuine and ask for feedback and be polite about it. If they didn't reply, just follow up politely saying that would love to have a chat when you're free. I'm pretty sure you can get at least 1 or 2 calls if you reach out to 50 people. The founders who move the fastest aren't the people who ship features the fastest. They're the ones who actually figure out what their customers want before they even start building. This is my first YouTube video and I'm quite excited about this YouTube channel. So I hope you like the content. The YouTube channel is going to be about my story as a person exploring LinkedIn, as a founder, as someone who failed many times, had a few successes here and there. So I'm just going to be sharing everything that I have learned as well as what I continue to learn. So yeah, I hope you're in for the long run. So just make sure that you subscribe and just add me on LinkedIn. Thank you.